let's look at color in a way of value and good coloring and bad coloring. So I have these 4 squares here, and we're going to make sure that the squares are done in a way where we can see the difference between good quality coloring and half done coloring. I even already have some pieces here of good coloring that I can even show you to differentiate between good coloring and bad coloring. This here is a light color, and then I've just added some red over it. But I mean, it's all in the same direction. And so you can see the difference between sloppy coloring and not good coloring. I mean, or really good coloring. So it's solid lines, all in the same direction. But I'm going to show you more about it with what we're going to be doing today, so we can see the difference between. And this is what you guys are going to be doing right here. So in the beginning, we have like a 1. So that's just you tried to put something on the paper. A 2 is you attempted to color in your piece. 3 is where you colored it all in, but it's not going to be what it should be. It's just color all in, you know, and it's easier to see stuff when it's all in the same direction. You can see the clear, precise coloring all in one direction. But this is not going to be what the 4 is, but it's almost there. All right. The 4, I mean, you can even see the difference in how we're getting all the way up to the 4. The 4 is going to be your best coloring. And the 4 usually is where the whole page is even covered with what you're trying to display. And the 4 is solid. It's a solidly done piece. And it doesn't look sloppy. I'm going to enlarge this square right here. But a lot of times people turn things into me that fit into these categories and maybe this, but for the most part, this is what I see. And then really nobody is turning in work to me where the whole page is covered and it's a solid 4. So like I said, coloring in the same direction so it's not so sloppy. It should all be usually done in one direction. And it's, you can tell what color it is. Sometimes I can't tell what color it is that is turned into me. And so I want us to practice taking a sheet of paper and working from your mid of the crayon or a pencil all the way up into, so you have something that's soft on the paper, like barely there. And you're gonna get all the way up until where it's the 4. That's what I want us to work on today. So you're gonna go from that really light all the way to the dark of whatever you're using to color with. This probably will not work with a marker. This will not work with a marker unless you're really skilled at how much pressure you're putting on the marker. But for the most part, like I said, we're gonna go from really light. Let me move the camera so you can see the whole paper here. But it's really soft and light over here. A good soft, let me see if I can get it really smooth here. This is what I want us to practice. You're gonna go from this all the way to this here. So you're gonna probably want to make sure that you first have your extremes. So that's why I started here and then I went over here. So you can see the extreme of how you can really work the pencil or the crayon, and how you can make sure that you're getting a solid a solid artwork that you're trying to go for, from your darker to your lightest. So I'm going to go a little bit darker now in here. And now I've been doing this for a long time, so it may be easier for me than you guys, but take some time to make sure you can go from the darkest, your lightest to the darkest. That's what you're going to take some time to do. All right, so you can see where this is just a little more shaded in than the one before it. And then we're going to get over here to our I'm just putting lines so that we can get up to the darkest area. So now you see it getting fuller and fuller. You can see I'm still coloring all in the same direction. This is going to be a little bit darker. Okay, I'm going to even go in darker here to make sure there are no whites on this side right here. This is going to be as solid as I can get it. Over here. Okay, there's some little white spots right here. All right, I took those out, but here we go. And see, this right here, this is not done. You can see that someone started something, but it's not done. So you're really going to make sure it looks like it's complete. Don't just turn things in half done. Alrighty. So now do we see here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I've done 7 variants of just this one color here. You can say it's orange or you can say it's red. However, I'm showing you the variants of it. We're going, I shouldn't say variants. What I should say is shades of one color. And so take some time to turn this into me where you get one crayon or pencil and you're gonna shade it from the lightest it can be all the way up to the solid darkest it can be in a quality coloring of that piece. Remember, what we're trying to make sure that we obtain is the solid 4 when we turn in our work, and going from lightest to darkest, lightest to the darkest. And I probably could squeeze in a lighter shade right over here if I would have started with my white all the way up until we get to the darker color. So go ahead and turn that into me when you've completed it.